So what do we have here today, Fred?
Well, today we've got the myth of the billionaire body armor. The idea is that a superhero in his alter ego is confronted by his arch enemy, and his alter ego is a billionaire playboy kind of guy.
Ah, like Hugh Hefner then.
I suppose, yes.
Yeah, he's a superhero of mine.
So anyway, he's confronted by his arch enemy in an art gallery.
Is that the IRS or, you know, a tax agent?
Could be, but not in this case.
Okay.
So he's confronted by his arch enemy, and the arch enemy pulls this big, looks like a .44 caliber revolver on him, and you know, tries to steal the girl. He's destroying all the artwork, and surreptitiously, while the supervillain is distracted, he manages to grab a silver serving tray off of a fireplace mantle or a table or something. So he takes the serving tray and places it under his shirt, covering his chest and abdomen. Okay? So eventually the supervillain fires his gun and sends a bullet into our superhero, impacts with the silver serving tray, and miracle of miracles, the man's life is saved.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the rig that I've designed. And basically what it is it's a series of frames with a slot in the middle where we can put a piece of silver. Basically, we've got this so nobody has to stand out there on the range with a piece of silver in front of their chest.
Yeah, red means Mythbusted, basically, in this project.
And if we were going to do that, it would. But in this case, we're going to try and get some ballistics gel, but because we have a fairly limited non-Discovery Channel budget, that may not be an option. This is our shield, which we're going to stand behind to protect us, keep us safe. It's made of 3/4 inch plywood, Orient strand board, something like that, which we can get fairly inexpensively.
Yeah, basically whatever's cheapest in the hardware store at the time.
Exactly, exactly.
But with safety issues considered still.
Yes. Should be enough to deflect any of the ricochets from this size of pistol. And then some Lexan glass in a window here so that we can see what we're shooting at.
So Fred, what are we doing here today?
Well, we're at the public shooting range here in Greene County, Georgia, to test the myth of a superhero who's being confronted by his arch nemesis, who takes his silver tray off the mantle, stuffs it under his shirt just before he gets shot with the enemy's revolver. So we're gonna get started on building this, and
hopefully we'll get it done by midnight.
Yeah.
Well, at least before it gets dark.
Yeah, because we've been here all day already waiting for enough people to leave, so we didn't want to risk anybody else's life trying to do this. So.
It's not like a high-budget TV show.
No, it's not like we have the budget of the real Mythbusters at all. So, not that they claim to have a decent budget, but you know, it's... Oh, pencil broke.
Hence the low budget.
Yeah.
Hold it down.
Thank you.
Well, I have an engineering degree and you don't.
Huh. Press So, the Lexan should fit behind like that.
Good deal. Let's go ahead and get drill bits.
Cool. See, we can't even afford a cameraman, so there's only going to be one angle.
There we go.
That's good.
Last time we were out here. Due to a rapidly accelerating or rapidly approaching deadline, we decided to use another one of Grant's ideas, such as a firing port. We originally were going to design a rig where we could manually fire the pistols from a safe distance, but again, we do not have a machine shop where we can build such a nice rig in the limited amount of time we have or the limited budget. So we just... There we go. Which basically, that little hole I just drilled basically just eliminates Fred's attempt to use this because he is left-handed. I was not thinking about that whenever I was drilling because, you know, all the people in the world, all the good people in the world are actually right-handed, like myself. But Basically, we're going to use it something similar to this. But we'll have it rigged up where it automatically holds itself up. We just sit behind it and fire away.
Okay, to test this myth, we are going to start with a 22 caliber Ruger model K10 22 rifle. It generates about 1,280 foot per second on a 44 grain hollow point bullet. We're then going to move up to the 380 caliber Bursa Thunder 380. We're then going to use the Colt government model. This is a model 1911 A1. Okay, this is the 22 caliber long rifle rimfire, firing in 3, 2, 1.
Right through it.
Yeah, you can see
Nice
that bullet has not only penetrated the silver, but it has penetrated all the way through the other side
the cardboard.
of the cardboard, of the plywood.
Yeah, plywood.
So
Cardboard, plywood, all the same thing. It's wood product.
yeah, I think we can already say myth busted.
With the 22 at least. Let's try the pistols. There's still a chance.
The 380 Colt automatic, firing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, 380 hollow point through 24 gauge silver in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you killed the silver at least.
And finally, with the 45 caliber government model 40 full metal jacket. 3, 2, 1. That's a big hole in the silver. So, as you can see, the silver plate, which was supposed to protect the superhero from a large caliber revolver, can't even stop a 22, and sure as heck doesn't stop with a 45 or a 38. So
that's a myth busted.
Myth busted. Yeah.
As you can see, the results of our little adventures out of the shooting range, and just looking at this, I still think, Fred, you should have held it in your hands. You know, as long as you make sure you sign your will over to me, and power of attorney and all those other nice legal things.
Right. Well, I think what we've definitely proved here is that 24 gauge silver, even though it's denser than a lot of other materials that people try to use, is not going to protect you from a bullet, even the small caliber 22 here. I thought, if anything, the 22 would have been deflected by the silver, especially it ended up we were putting half-inch plywood behind it.
And we're still going through that.
And we went all the way through the half-inch plywood, yeah. So there's a lot of power behind those bullets that, this is just not going to protect you.
So basically, I don't see the superhero actually be surviving that, unless one of his superpowers is resurrection. But
I think it's very unlikely that even a thicker grade of steel is going to protect him. Every bullet we used was much weaker than the kind of bullet that we saw in the film. So, the kind of bullet we saw in the film was a revolver round. It's a very big slug. There's a lot of energy behind it, and I don't think that it was going to, any amount of silver was going to stop it.
That was a nice gun, though. You know where you might be able to get one? After seeing that.
That was a pretty powerful gun, yeah.
So basically from our experiment here, we have to say myth is definitely busted.
I agree. Myth busted.
Thank you.
So even though we've busted this myth and shown that this amount of silver is not going to stop a bullet, I'd like to see the real Mythbusters take on this challenge, because even though we proved that the silver is not going to stop a bullet and that the bullet went through a half-inch plywood behind it, it doesn't necessarily mean that, for example, the 22 is going to be a lethal shot. It might just be a severe injury.
So this is our challenge to you, Mythbusters. We'd like to see you do this experiment on one of your shows using your multi-million-dollar discovery budget and your extensive laboratory. And we look forward to seeing you on an upcoming show. Thank you very much. That was a lot better.
Yeah.
That's a take.